y'all, and welcome back to Due South Sips and Travel Tips. I'm Nina V. King DuPont, and today you're going with me to Fort Lauderdale and then Mexico. So, anyways, without further ado, you know the drill. Let's get on into it. So, we actually flew into Fort Lauderdale because tomorrow we are flying super early to get to Cancun. And I know that's kind of odd because Atlanta has a lot of direct flights, but we couldn't get a cheap flight via Frontier or Spirit down to Cancun that early on a Sunday morning. And because of the calendar and timing and all that kind of stuff, we just decided to do it this way. So, it's kind of a long travel day though. I'm used to kind of traveling a little bit earlier in the day, so I'm a little bit tired. We are staying at this La Quinta Inn near the airport. It's really not bad, y'all. It's by Wyndham, and they do have a shuttle from the airport to the hotel. I've never done one of those before because y'all know that I'm kind of bougie, so I tried it. It wasn't terrible. Not sure if I'll do it in the future. Had to kind of wait a long time and, you know, had to do that share transfer. I'm not all about that. But anyways, so I think tonight I am just going to hang out and try to hit up a bar around here, of course. Have to have my drinks and get some dinner. And then tomorrow morning we fly bright and early to Cancun. We should be at the airport for Colito to pick us up around, I think, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So my next update will be from there. And we're going to the Wyndham Alltra. So been dying to do that property, but more on that tomorrow. The Wyndham Playa Del Carmen is located about 40-ish minutes from the Cancun airport with a private transfer. More on the private transfers in a moment. And it's located within the heart of Playa del Carmen. It is literally a quick hop, skip, and a jump from Fifth Avenue. So if you want to go into Fifth Avenue, this is a very convenient option for you. The Hilton Playa Del Carmen is right across the street. The Wyndham does price a bit cheaper than the Hilton for a number of reasons. However, I do think that the food at the Wyndham, the a la cartes, are much better than at the Hilton. So let's get into the meat of the video. We landed at the Cancun airport early, I would say around 11 or 12-ish Cancun time, and we were able to get through customs very, very quickly, even though lots of planes landed at the same time. And I am going to give the new e-gates credit for that. The e-gates were installed about a year or so ago. I think they are a complete game changer. When you go through the e-gates, you scan your passport and you walk into this glass area, and they scan your face with biometrics, and then you get a printout that you have to keep the remainder of your stay. Children cannot go through e-gates, which is also a positive for me since I don't like to deal with children on my vacations, as you all know. I do think that the e-gates really speed up the process of customs. However, if getting a passport stamp is important to you, you cannot receive a passport stamp by utilizing the e-gates. And I know that's important to a lot of people. I personally don't care because I have been to all these countries a bazillion times at this point, so that's not something that I covet. But if that's something that's important to you, you're still going to want to see a customs agent to get that stamp. It's just going to take longer for you to get through customs. So after that, we quickly walk through the fishbowl experience where everybody pulls at you and wants you to buy something from them, and we looked for Colito. Colito is my absolute favorite transfer company in this area of Mexico. As you all know, I promote them all throughout Facebook and on all the Facebook groups. They are my endorsement for transfers in the Cancun, Riviera Maya, area, Playa del Carmen area. They also have tour options if you want a private tour or a shared tour. I always utilize them for my transfers. The drivers are always on time. They're always professional. Also, Kalido is locally owned and operated. And as y'all know, if you watch my videos, this is extremely important to me. I would much rather put money back into the local economy than to give it to a big box corporation like Amstar. So, Kalido, y'all, this is the way. I will link their information in the description box below. I really love the rooms at this Wyndham. I was really pleasantly surprised. The architecture of the resort reminds me a lot of Secrets Capri and of Excellence Punta Cana. I will place a picture here that really reminds me of it, especially like the indoor areas, how there's kind of like courtyards kind of situation. Yeah, the rooms felt extremely luxe. I think that had a lot to do with the architecture. Again, it reminded me of that marble flooring that you might have seen at the Secrets Capri, which is now shuttered. The bathroom was great, even though it didn't have a double vanity, y'all. You're going to see a room tour of it in a moment. Basically, it feels like all the rooms, or my perception is that all the rooms are pretty much the same, except for the view. So you can do a standard room, which is just a semi-private terrace with 2 beds. You can do a junior suite, which has a private balcony. You can do a junior suite ocean view, which has partial ocean views and a private balcony. Or you can do the junior suite oceanfront that is, literally oceanfront private balcony. And some of those rooms you can literally like walk outside of your room and be on the ocean or on the beach. There aren't many of those. I'm not sure if those are an upcharge because it doesn't really say on playaresorts.com. So, or Wyndham, etc. I think that would be a really cool room to have. We did upgrade to the junior suite oceanfront upon arrival. Basically, we had a private balcony that overlooked the ocean. I did email with the resort, and they did offer me an upgrade in that manner. I'm going to talk more about that towards the end of the video, but I believe that all the rooms are the same. Now, on the 3rd floor, I believe, is the off the hook pool, which is cool. It has a swim up bar and it has the sushi restaurant. You can also get a room there, and if you did, it would feel kind of like you had a swim out. I mean, you would walk outside and the pool is basically right in front of your room. I mean, it's not like a true swim out or anything, but I would love to have one of those rooms when I return. I think that would be really cool. I would love to be able to request that. And those aren't any extra money, but you would not have a view of the beach there. So, let's get into the room tour so you can get a really good idea about how the room actually looks. This is room 356, which is the ocean front junior suite. So it's one of the higher room categories here at the Wyndham. There is such a cute little entryway here where you can put whatever, drinks, etc. here as well. You do get that safe that you get at every other resort. The closet is huge, which is really nice. Lots of storage space. And y'all, the bathroom, you know how I feel about the bathroom. Even though the double vanity does not exist here, I still in love with the potty and yeah, just all the things. Shower is incredible. Super excited about the shower. You don't know how I feel about a great bathroom. Here are the towels, etc. Even a place for your makeup case, y'all. And I love the little entryway here, super cute. And you do go down these steps, and yeah, the bed is excellent. Little seating area over here. Great bedside tables. I mean, there's just a ton of storage here, y'all, for the price point, I feel like. And mini bar is basic water. Just get a couple of different beers. This Dos Equis and Tecate. And then you do get a coffee maker, and a lot of people ask about that. And then here is the view right now. The sea is absolutely, absolutely terrible. But that's okay. It is still really beautiful here. Although this does not look safe, y'all. A little scared of it. Definitely Wyndham needs to check what's going on here. Yeah. And then you do have a little sitting area out here. So definitely very excited about this room type. We did upgrade. It was, I think, $40 a night additional. We did book the cheapest room, and then they gave us this $40 a night additional upgrade. So with that being said, let's get started on our day. All right, so first full day impressions. I really like this resort, especially for the money. I think the food has been really incredible. Actually talked to some guy earlier and he said the food even used to be better. But y'all, the food here is really, really good. Again, y'all know how I am. I live in downtown Atlanta and I really consider myself a foodie because, you know, I eat out all the time. And yeah, the food here has been amazing. I'm just saying, highly recommend. The beach here is pretty bad. The seaweed is awful. They're really not able to clean it up. The smell is really bad. It's almost as bad. It's as bad as it has been at the Platinum Yucatan Princess when I have been there, when the sargassum has been absolutely disgusting. So just so y'all know, I mean, the smell is like, it's everywhere, okay? So even when you first get out of your transfer, you're gonna smell it, okay? It's pretty bad. The rooms here are incredible. Upgraded to an oceanfront room. I know you've already seen that room tour, but really impressed with the rooms. They feel very luxe. They don't do turn down service here, which y'all know I love the turn down service, and they don't have that, so it's kind of a sad penguin situation. It's hot as balls here, y'all. I am a very cold-natured person, and y'all, look, I am all the sweatiness. Yeah, it's really hot. Today we did go into Playa. I'm going to do a separate video about that, and y'all, it was epic. I've done Playa before, but we did some really incredible bars today. I definitely want to come back and do just like a cheap $100 a night hotel situation, and then just go into Playa for a few days. Yeah, other than that, service has been hit or miss. We've had 2 issues with service, and I will address those in the video. But overall, the service has been okay. Again, you get what you pay for. So I definitely feel this is a great bang for your buck. Okay. It prices much better than the Hilton, which is right next door. You're on the same stretch of beach. And I would argue that the food is better here. I do love that Asian restaurant at the Hilton Playa Del Carmen, but y'all, even the lunches here are way better than the lunches you're going to get at the Hilton Playa. So that's about it, and I'll see y'all later today. Pools, y'all. Okay, so there are 2 pools. There is the main pool here. That is where a lot of the entertainment during the day happens. There's not a lot of entertainment at this resort, y'all. I will talk more about that later. There's also a little pizza place right on the pool, so you can go over and get pizza, etc. They make it fresh to order, which is really cool. They do bring drinks, etc. to your loungers. You can rent Bali beds by the pool, y'all. I'm all about that, but at this resort, it's not necessary, okay? It is so small, and it's also not like the Hilton Playa Del Carmen, and that you're going to get that. You're going to have to fight for a lounger. We never had to fight for any loungers. Yeah, I would not recommend renting a beach bed. I never even saw anybody that rented one. So there is also a bar that is right on the pool. It's kind of disappointing because they closed that bar like at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and would be such a game changer if that bar was open in the evenings so that you could go out there and hang out. I don't really understand the thought process there. Yeah. There's also a pool on the, I believe, the 3rd floor, and it is called the Off the Hook pool. That pool was really nice. There were a lot of people in it when we were there because it is the only pool that has a swim-up bar at this resort. And I really enjoyed that pool a lot. I could have hung out there multiple days. But due to the weather, we really only hung out there truly like one day and swam. And there is a sushi restaurant that is on the other side of that pool bar. So that is very unique, I feel like, to this resort. There are a few unique pieces like that to this resort that I really like. You do have towel cards, but they don't seem to really matter. Like, if you're at the North Beach and you take towels, they don't really care. Some places care, some areas care in the resort, some areas don't. So that really kind of ebbs and flows. So the towel cards, in my opinion, aren't really like true towel cards, like you'll see it like a Baha'i or something like that. So that was also really refreshing for me. Again, both pools were good. I definitely preferred that third floor pool. Beach. So there's kind of one beachy area in front of the main pool where the lobby is, but y'all, the seaweed. Okay, that's a whole other thing. I'll talk about that in a minute. But that beach is kind of non-existent. I know one gentleman that we spoke to that has been going to this resort for years. I mean, he's been there like 20 times. He said that the beach used to like go all the way out, like, 100 foot, but it's just really receded over the years. So that's unfortunate. He said that he's hopeful that they will build that beach back. I don't know if that will happen. That kind of reminds me of Couples Tower Isle, and that beach is also really receded over the years. The North Beach is kind of hidden. You do have to follow the signs there. Make sure that you look for those and ask about that. The North Beach is great. It is not completely seaweed free or anything like that, but it is nice. There is a bar over there too, and it's kind of hidden. They have swings over there, which is really cool. Reminded me of VIM. Definitely hung out on those for a while. We spent the majority of our time at the North Beach once we discovered that there was a bar over there. There's also like this little man-made seawall that you can walk out onto, which was kind of cool. But again, the seaweed was so bad we could not get in. You can rent Bali beds again over on that beach side. Never saw anybody do it. I would highly recommend not doing it because again, this is a public beach. I mean, I know all the beaches in Mexico are, but this is Playa, and this is right by where some of the ferries come in and out. And I mean, you just are going to see a lot of random people like in front of the beach area. You also have to get like a key to even go to the bathroom at the North Beach because they're trying to keep out various folks that shouldn't be there. So yeah. Seaweed. Oh my Lord. As soon as we got out of the transfer, it smelled so bad. Y'all, it was worse than the Platinum Princess Yucatan situation last summer of 2023. It smelled like almost like sewage. A lot of people on TripAdvisor are even stating that they think that there's also a sewage issue at this resort, which wouldn't surprise me, just because the smell smelled kind of different than just a lot of seaweed piled up. Be prepared. If you go to this resort, they're not really cleaning it up. They have the dudes with pitchforks and stuff kind of cleaning it up. But in my opinion, this should be like a city of Playa or like Quintana Roo. I don't know, Mexico's laws and things like that or whatever. Not laws, but I don't know. I don't know if it should fall on like the city or the region. I have no idea. But somebody should get out there and clean it up. It smells absolutely horrendous. It's tolerable at the North Beach, but it's still really bad. If this is an issue for you, I would recommend that you go to this resort or even the Hilton Playa Del Carmen in the fall or winter. I would not return to this resort during this time of year just because it smelled so bad. And it was not pretty, and you're seeing all the video of it. This is how it was the entire time we were there. You could walk to other areas of Playa, and the beach was fine. So, again, I think this is a great bang for your buck if you were to go into Playa. We actually ended up going to Playa every day that we were there. Had a great time. I am going to do a video about Playa itself. That's going to be the next video that comes out. So, really rethink this trip or heading to this resort during this time of year, if the seaweed is an issue for you, y'all, because it was really at a few points like I got pretty nauseous sitting outside at the beach bar. Okay. Yeah. It's that time to talk about food. I know everybody loves to hear about the food. Every single resort I go to. So, there are quite a few options for food at this resort, even though it is a small footprint. As I spoke about earlier, there is a breakfast buffet there. It is okay. It's not great. It's fairly limited. I mean, it's obviously a smaller footprint, so you're not going to get like, you know, the selection that you might get at like an Excellence Punta Cana or an Excellence El Carmen or something like that. The weird thing is, pro tip, if you want bacon or like a higher end sausage, you got to ask your server for it. They like hide it. Not sure what's up with that. So take my word for it. If you want bacon or that better sausage, ask your server. We figured that out the first or the second day, I can't remember. We saw somebody else do this, and then I've actually read things on TripAdvisor about this as well. So they don't have an a la carte for breakfast, but you can do room service. There is 24-hour room service there. It was okay. We did order that one night for dinner. More on that later, and it was all right. It wasn't anything great. For lunch, your options are the off the hook sushi and raw bar, and I personally don't eat sushi and things like that. You're going to see a video of it here, but I heard that it's very good. The company that I went with stated that they thought it was extremely, it was, you know, comparable to, it was better than going to get sushi at Kroger or something like that. So it wasn't like high end, but it was good. It was sufficient. So much so that we did go 2 days in a row. So I also really like where it's located. It's located on that 3rd floor by the pool. That's really unique. I feel like there's a couple unique things about this property, and that's definitely one of them. So highly recommend doing that. And for lunch, you do have a pizzeria that they will make pizzas to order. They are fresh. It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. And you can order that right by the pool and take it and eat it at your lounger. You can also do the buffet for lunch. We did it one day and it was not great. It was not good. Maybe it was an off day or something. I did speak to a gentleman. I mentioned him earlier in this video that has gone there like 20 times or something. He said the food for lunch used to be a lot better. He used to be able to order ribs and things like that at lunch, but they have since stopped that, especially after the pandemic. So that's unfortunate to hear. I also have heard that if you ask your server, they will point out where you can get burgers and hot dogs, etc., fish tacos. They will make those to order at the grill in the buffet, and you can get those to go, okay? But you have to talk to somebody in there in order to ask about it. They don't advertise it. Again, I'm not sure why it's not made clear. I'm not sure if they don't want to quote, give away these higher, I don't think they're higher end, but these sort of menu options. So just be aware of that. Another pro tip, you got to ask for the burgers and hot dogs inside the buffet, and they will give them to you to go. All right. I feel like the lunches there are incredible. I really, really do. I feel like the dinners there are incredible. All right. The a la cartes, they're definitely putting all their food and beverage budget into the a la cartes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those, but I'm going to take a break for 1 second because I want you all to see this grab and go situation that they have at the Wyndham. I have never seen this at any other all-inclusive resort, and it's so cool. It's almost like going into a convenience store and you can take whatever the hell you want. Okay, so I mean, they got Cokes, they have, I just want you all to see it. So cool. It's open 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Alrighty, so this place is really cool because you can just grab and go and get pretty much anything that you want. It's called Quick Delights or Quick Bites, I don't know. But they have different things every day apparently. So like if you have an excursion or something, off property, you can literally grab whatever you want and take it with you. I have not seen this in an all-inclusive before, so I really think that this is super unique to the property. And there's literally nobody in here. And y'all, I just had one of these turkey and ham sandwiches, or ham and cheese or something, and it was absolutely delicious. So yeah, highly recommend this. They have little snacks, and you can even make your sandwich into a panini here. I'm going to show you the sandwiches in a second, but they have all the things. But yeah, they have salami sandwiches. They have these deli sandwiches. I'm also going to insert a picture of what I ate in a second. But that was really good. You know, the chipotle dressing was everything. If you love mayo, like the Southern girl, you're going to love the mayo. Anyway, so yeah, another reason that I'm really digging this Wyndham property. Okay, so let's talk about the a la cartes now that you have seen the cool grab and go situation. The a la cartes are, again, incredible. I only got to try 2, which was unfortunate. I'll talk about why in a second. But Zarape is the Mexican, and oh my God, y'all, it was so good. It was the best Mexican I have had in an all-inclusive. It was actually better than VIM. I think I did a much better job this time with taking pictures. So you're going to see some video of Zarape as well as some pictures. We had a bit of an issue in this restaurant. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. But we ended up with this excellent server, and they really made everything right. So, by the way, the portions at this resort, for the dinner portions are huge. So unlike other all-inclusives, you really don't need to order 2 entrees, although we did like sample different things, but I will let you know that you don't need to do that at this resort, unless you're just, again, like us and want to sample stuff. Bella is the Italian restaurant. Both the Italian and Mexican restaurants is interesting. They are like located outside of the property. So you have to go outside the property and make a left and walk all the way up to them. The inside of these restaurants are absolutely beautiful. I have not been to an all-inclusive other than VIM that they have done such a good job with the theming, and well, maybe actually Chick Punta Cana does a good job with the theming. The food, not so much, but the theming, anyways. Yeah, so they did such a good job with that piece. Again, they feel very high-end, very luxe. But the Italian restaurant is called Bella. It was absolutely incredible as well. I got a caprese salad there, fettuccine alfredo, just all the things that you don't need to eat because they're so caloric, but it was so incredible. Service there was absolutely incredible. The GM actually came up to us at this restaurant because of the issue that we had the night before, which was also a very nice touch. The other a la carte is called Brasas. It is the steakhouse. We actually had a reservation for that that restaurant for our final night there. And unfortunately, at the last minute, they decided to close it due to the fire show. The staff was not communicated about this until later that afternoon, so that's really unfortunate. So we did not get to try that, and we really wanted to. I did get to eat in that area because of the buffet. It also looked very, very pretty in there, so I've heard that it's really, really good. So Ventanas, by the way, is the buffet. It's also open for dinner if you just want to do like a quick dinner situation. All the restaurants are open till 10 p.m. Pro tip, when you arrive, as soon as you arrive, make sure you go to the concierge desk and make your reservations for dinner. They will try to do a timeshare spiel on you first. Just be like, no, or you're a travel agent or whatever to get out of that, and then you can make your dinner reservations in the same area. And they were pretty flexible about the reservation times, but I wouldn't want you to get shut out of anything, so make sure that you do that. I do hate a resort that doesn't have the open seating. You know, I love Secrets. I'm spoiled by them, and Excellence, etc., where you don't have to make those reservations. I did try to make those reservations before I arrived, and I even pulled the I'm a YouTuber card, and they would not allow me to do it. So they are pretty strict about that piece, so just be aware. Also, something I didn't mention earlier in the video is the fact that this is a resort that you have to wear a bracelet at. Okay, so just be aware of that going in. I feel like all of them in Playa are like this, but just so that you know. Entertainment. So the entertainment at this resort during the day fell a little short for me. I realized that this is a smaller property, and I realized that this price point is, not that expensive. And
Yeah, so I never really saw a lot going on at the pool during the day. I do know that they have a foam party. We were not there the day of the foam party, which is really unfortunate. I do love a good foam party. I have seen pictures of it and it looks really fun. They did your typical like Spanish lessons and stuff like that, but there wasn't those like bands that you're going to have at the pool like you might see at the Hilton across the street or at VIM or at just other properties. They did have music that was playing at the, larger pool, which I'm calling the party pool. And then at the off the hook pool, it was kind of quiet. They did have some music in the background, but it wasn't, anything like overly crazy. There wasn't any entertainment at that pool that we ever saw. So, I could be wrong in that manner. At night when we were there, they did have like karaoke one night, your standard that you have at every all-inclusive resort. Nobody was really into it. And then they had like a dancing kind of situation another night. I'll put video of that here. It was pretty good for what it was. And then they did have a fire show. It wasn't like other fire shows I've seen and that like nobody like ate the fire and things like that. It was just more of like a dancing situation with fire. It was good. It was kind of like a B. I'd give it a B, it was okay. But you could also purchase a table to eat dinner while watching the fire show. The fire show is in this very small area on the North Beach. I would not recommend renting a table over there. The people that didn't look like they were very comfortable. It isn't like, when you go to some other resorts and they have like a whole big seating area set up and you, get more of a luxe experience watching something. So I just would not recommend purchasing the dinner at the fire show if I were you. That's just my opinion, and I've been to a lot of these all-inclusive resorts. So, yeah, the entertainment really fell off. One thing that was odd was one evening I was playing music in the room before I went out. I do this at every all-inclusive resort I go to, and somebody must have complained that I was playing it too loud. Again, I've never had this happen before, and I did get in the trouble. So that was new for me. But I feel like a lot of people probably go out at night into Playa if they stay at this resort. We opted to go out during the day, but I feel like that's why the entertainment kind of ends. Another odd thing is they don't serve any alcohol at all at this resort till 11 a.m. So, if getting like a vodka, a Bloody Mary or something is your jam, you can't do it until 11 o'clock, which is really strange. And then I did hear, again, I was in bed every night by then, but at midnight every night they put a hard stop on the alcohol. So just know that going into this situation. After the fire show, they did have a little dance party over on the North Beach, which I thought was really cool. We didn't stay for that. We were tired and we had dinner reservations. So that was something that was really neat. I've only seen that done at some breathless resorts and things like that. So I thought that was a nice and unique touch. Okay, so drinks/bars. There aren't many. The lobby bar is where all of the entertainment, etc., happens in the evening. It is called Ka, and I do have video of it, and I will place that there. They consider the little coffee shop, it's like a bar too, because you can get... There's an airplane flying overhead, y'all. I'm outside on my patio in downtown Atlanta. Okay, I think it's gone. There is a coffee shop that you can get, Irish whiskeys and all that kind of stuff at. So they consider that a bar. That was great. Every morning we would get up and go get coffee there. That was nice. The internet did work well there. I was able to get some work done for the channel, as well as just some work that I had to get done personally while I was there. So that was really refreshing. We would go and get coffees and things like that, and then co-work in the lobby. It's not like a separate coffee shop like you would see at other resorts, however. The Agave Bar is the one that's located in the middle of the big pool. I hate that they don't open that at night. I think that's really odd. It reminded me a lot of the lobby bar at, well, not the lobby bar, but like the there's a bar area at Excellence Punta Cana that's like this, and it's open at night. So I just don't understand that. I think that could be a really cool spot for people to sit outside. It overlooks the ocean. But yeah, they are not opening that right now, and it could be due to the seaweed smell. I'm not sure. It closes at 6 o'clock every day. And then let's see. There is that bar that is over on the third floor. That's the Off the Hook bar. It's really just part of the sushi restaurant, but you can get drinks there. So, and then there's the bar on the North Beach. So that's about it as far as bars go. The drinks here are just like any other all-inclusive resort. There really wasn't anything that stood out for me. The selection was very lackluster. They did have Jim Beam for bourbon, and they had, the lower end tequilas. They did not have Fernet, sad Penguin Day. And the wine was drinkable, but it wasn't great. So just be aware of that going in. You can get better alcohol for an upcharge. I did not see anybody doing that, but they do offer that piece. By the way, pro tip, don't try to order an old fashioned there. It's absolutely horrendous. All right, y'all, it's last day, best day. Yeah, today was great. We went back into Playa del Carmen this morning and afternoon, had a couple of drinks there, and did the breakfast buffet this morning. Came back, did the lunch buffet. Wasn't that great. It's the first meal that's not been super yum here. I'm just gonna be totally honest. Don't love the beach here, y'all. I know I've already shown you a video of it, but I mean, it's adequate, it's fine. Especially the North Beach area is much better than the other beach. The seaweed situation right now, we've talked about it, or I've talked about it, is not good. But it's also the time of year. Overall, this resort, great bang for your buck, especially if you want to go into Fifth Avenue. I couldn't see doing more than 3 or 4. Y'all, even 4 nights here would be pushing it, okay? Couldn't see that. We have now talked about coming back and doing like a boutique hotel experience, and then maybe doing the Wyndham again. I would repeat this resort, and I'm going to talk more about this in my download video with you all when Hammy and I sit on the couch when I get back to ATL tomorrow. So other than that, as I always say, it's been a great stay. A little bit sad penguins right now because I'm just not ready to go back to reality for a number of reasons, but I will see y'all in another video this evening before my final check-in before we head back to ATL, y'all. So hey y'all, it's our final little download portion about the Wyndham Alltra Playa Del Carmen. Would I return to this resort? Yes, I would return to this resort. Definitely would return, as I said earlier in the video, in the winter. The seaweed was definitely overwhelming. The smell was, it hit you as soon as you got out of the transfer, y'all. Oh my gosh. We had some hiccups. I will talk about this first, and then I'm going to talk about the positives. Our major hiccups were with check-in. There was a staff member named Ivan. I nicknamed him Ivan the Terrible. He was extremely surly, very rude. When you first arrive at a resort, you want a welcoming presence. He definitely did not give off that vibe. And I was quoted some upgrade charges or upgrade, I guess you could say, quotes by someone at Playa Resorts, and Ivan was not willing to accommodate us. He kept trying to upcharge. I'm not sure if he gets a kickback from that, or I don't really understand what's going on there. I had to show him my phone multiple times for him to, I guess, believe that I was in contact with the resort. He finally honored the upgrade that the second upgrade, I guess, opportunity that I was given, but he tried to, he definitely lied about one room type being not available. I know that for a fact. So that was extremely upsetting.
Yeah, I definitely, if you come in contact with him, we did talk to other staff members about him, and I did mention him in my review with Wyndham. Ivan at check-in, hopefully he will be gone by the time you get there. Usually I don't call out staff members like that, but he was not good. And then the first night we did have reservations for the Mexican restaurant. We arrived on time without our paper printout, because you do get a paper printout from the concierge that says exactly like what your reservation is. And the host was not accommodating. He said that we didn't have a reservation, that it was for a different night, and just extremely, again, surly, ugly. I did not get his name. And then I had to go back to the room, which was a big drama because the Mexican restaurant's down the street, and get that printout that stated that I did have that reservation. If this had been at any other property, y'all, like at a Secrets or VIM or something, they just would have sat us. I mean, the restaurant was not at capacity, but the host was extremely ugly. So much so that we did call him out. We did speak to the manager on duty at the time, and the GM did come to our table the second night that we ate at the Italian restaurant. So that was really appreciated. Thank you to the GM for recognizing that. But again, nothing was offered to us. I mean, I don't really expect anything free, and I never have, but that put a really bad taste in my mouth with those two things happening on our first day. This property is so small though, I would not recommend staying at it for more than 2 or 3 nights. If I stayed there more than 3 nights, I would get bored. I met some guy there that had stayed there like 20 times. He's going back next month. Crazy pants. Could not imagine staying there for more than 2 or 3 nights. We ended up going into Playa every day, because if we didn't, we would have probably have gotten bored, especially since the weather wasn't ideal. There wouldn't have been very much to do. The entertainment there is very lacking. The entertainment team, they try hard, but I don't know if they're just not given the resources. I don't know what the deal is there, but that was very interesting, especially the day entertainment. I did meet one of the members of the entertainment team who's extremely nice. He's the only person that showed us around the resort, which again was really weird to not have somebody show us around the resort when you arrive. Usually even at lower end properties, they will do that for you, and they didn't even offer that service for us. They also don't do turn down service at this resort, which is kind of weird because it's not like it's like a budget property. I mean, it's like a mid-tier, so you would think they would do that. That definitely was, I didn't like that. You know, I'm a big turn down service fan. But other than that, you know, again, the lunches weren't great. I talked about that earlier in the video. I won't go into all that, but the positives. The room was epic. Oh my God, it felt so luxe. It was awesome. Definitely love the room. Would return to this resort again just for the room. I feel like we definitely do a different area of the resort though. I don't feel like the upgrade was worth the money. Just FYI, I think you can go with the standard room there and you're going to be fine. Okay, as long as you have a balcony, you're going to be fine. But yeah, the food, the a la cartes, definitely the food and beverage budget is being dumped entirely into their a la cartes and for dinner, and they were incredible. The other thing that was kind of weird was our final night. There was the fire show. We actually made reservations the first day we were there for the steakhouse for our final night, and then all of a sudden, the day of our final night, they're like, okay, the steakhouse isn't going to be open because of the fire show. And I'm like, well, we have this printout that says there's a... Anyway, there's definitely a lack of communication between like what's happening entertainment wise and the staff. I mean, even the little gal that was the concierge, we actually absolutely adored her. She was so sweet. She was even like, when I told her, you know, we have a reservation, that you made us, she's like, cringe. She was so adorable. And she got it. She definitely understood that. So yeah, other than that, I definitely think if you're going to go into Playa del Carmen, if that's like something you want to do, this resort is an ideal location. Its price is cheaper than the Hilton. The dinners are better than the Hilton. I would argue the lunches are better than the Hilton, and the lunches at this resort were very lackluster. You know, the drinks were typical for any all-inclusive resort. You know, I do think the drinks are actually better at the Hilton. So, yeah, I enjoyed my time there. Don't forget that experiences are greater than material things. Thank you for watching.